Welcome to the kitchen table where the champions of all budget decks battle it out in the gauntlet for bragging rights and most of all for your viewing pleasure. You can also join in the fun and win some prizes like the secret layer. The only thing you need to do is to predict who the winner will be of the next match and leave it in the comments below.
This match is between the knights and the soldiers. Now before we start, let's look at the deck strategies. The Dark Knights deck is an aggressive black deck with a graveyard team that splashes green. It has a lot of synergies using Hakon and the Deathless Knight. He combos well with Moldavine Reclamation and Vraska Golgari Queen. The white soldier deck is mainly built around Preeminent Captain. When he attacks, he can bring in big soldiers like Captain of the Watch and Lavinia of the Tent. This is a deck built around creatures like Aerial Responder, backed up by planeswalkers like Gideon, Blackblade and Basri Cat. And Odric combos well with all the soldiers' abilities.
Round 1. Fight!
We are on our way. Dark Knights versus White Soldiers. Quite an interesting matchup. Let's look at the hands. I can see Hakon, Stromgald, and here is also a Midnight Reaper and sufficient lands. So now let's look at the soldiers. There is already the Preeminent Captain. And I also see the nice combo with the Captain of the Watch. So two interesting hands. Let's start with the Knights and they play a tap land that gives 1 life. Now we head into soldier territory. They have 2 lands and a lot of 3 drops and also some 2 drops. So another tap land and a life gain for the soldiers. Back to the Knights. There is a Temple of Milady scrying and we leave a card on top. I believe that was a Murderous Rider. And now we head back to the soldiers. They draw a planeswalker and the play, that is a soldier. He's called Loyal Qatar and he is a 2/2 with vigilance. Now let's see if the Knights can counter also with a Black Knight. 2 options because Hakon Stromgald can't be played. Here is Midnight Reaper, a 3/2, and whenever a non-creature token dies, the Knight player can draw a card and he will lose a life. Now soldiers need that 3rd land. There we go, no problem. Here is Darrow Encampment, a soldier land. That also can give a soldier +1/+1, and we're going to see a Preeminent Captain hit the battlefield. So a first striking 2/2 that whenever he attacks you can put a soldier into play attacking. The attack from the Loyal Qatar and 2 damage is taken by the Knights. So we head back to the Knights. The draw is a Find Finality. That's a nice mass removal spell in Finality, giving all creatures -4/-4, and you can put 2 +1/+1 counters on a creature. So nice. Especially with this one, a Swift End by the Murderous Rider. He now will go on an adventure so we can play him later. And now I wonder if we're going to see an attack from the Knights or are they staying on defense? No, we will just head back into soldier territory. Will they get their 4th land? No, it will stay 3 lands for the soldiers, but they still have a lot of options. They can play a Diamond, or they can play a Planeswalker, a Soldier Lord, or Talia. It's gonna be the Lord, giving all soldiers +1/+1 a first strike and an attack from the Loyal Qatar. Blocking will become difficult now with the first strike. Back to the Knights. They will draw a Maelstrom Pulse. That's a nice removal spell. And I think it's going to be used. And the target is the Field Marshal, so no more first strike, an obvious choice, and no attack. So the Knights, they play it defensively. Soldiers gain 1 life, and they will follow up with a strong card. Because I think now we are going to see Gideon Blackblade hit the battlefield. That's a planeswalker. It's also a 4/4 soldier with indestructible in the turn of the soldiers, and it can exile non-land permanents. On top of that, it can give another creature lifelink, vigilance, or indestructible. So the indestructible Loyal Qatar hits for 2. And the Knights now, they get a land, and that's pretty good because they are getting closer to that Find Finality, that big removal spell. So let's see what the Knights now have in store. They will play maybe a Deathless Knight. Now Gideon is not a creature, it's just a planeswalker with 5 loyalty now, but there's still a Loyal Qatar to do some blocking. And there's an attack on Gideon. So I think the Loyal Qatar is going to block, because then we see a nifty trick, because the Loyal Qatar is coming back. Now meanwhile we'll also draw a card and lose a life, and we'll play a Murderous Rider, and that's a 2/3 with lifelink. And now we have the Unholy Qatar that can't block enter the battlefield as a 2/1. Now back to the soldiers. They are looking to attack, of course. Now with Gideon and with the Unholy Qatar, they can keep the pressure on, and they also have the Darrow encampment, which makes blocking difficult. But the Knights wanna play that finality, so they keep the Murderous Rider. But what they don't know is that something terrible is going to happen for the Knights, because these soldiers are looking at their hand. They are now tapping 4 mana. Here is Armageddon, destroying all lands. The Knights are disgusted. No finality. They will play a Blacklands Paragon, but that's a big hit from the soldiers. And with Gideon still on the battlefield on 6 loyalty, I don't know how the Knights will come back from this. Gaia Reach Sanitarium is the land that gives a colorless mana. No finality. An attack from the Murderous Rider gaining some life. There's a land from the soldiers. They don't really need it. They have Gideon Blackblade to put on the pressure. And he's going to tick up. He's going to give the Qatar indestructibility.
Your weapons won't help you win.
And they will attack with the 2 creatures. The Knights only have 1 lifeline left. And can they draw a black land? No. The Armageddon has completely locked them out of the game. Soldiers can play a land. And Gideon will take care of the Murderous Rider, exiling it. And then 2 creatures will attack. There's only 1 blocker, so that means
Game over.
Now you can join our leaderboard too by predicting who will be the winner of the next match, and leave it in the comments below. Now if you want some more information about the tournament series, check out the link here. If you need some help predicting who will be the winner of the next match, check out the deck tech videos. And remember,
always keep it casual.